Take 4. This time, I don't care what happens, I'm not starting over again. First time, my friend calls me in the middle of the video. Second time, my phone runs out of space, so I have to go free up some space. Third video, right in the beginning, the truck starts backing up, and I'm like, at this point, let's just start over. It doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, at this point, I'm not starting over. I don't care. So let me give you a quick update. Remember, if you watched yesterday's video, you know that I realized that eating now sucks. I'm not hungry anymore. I need to keep forcing myself to eat. And the only good thing about yesterday was it was the first day since I started my new diet where I actually ate enough. I, drank enough. I had 2 protein shakes, and I forced myself by any means necessary, including liquefying my food, in order to get enough calories into my body. And it was the first time where I got to the end of the day. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm proud of myself. I got enough calories in today. My body can handle everything it needs to handle. It can heal. Everything's great. By the end of the day, I felt like super full, but I felt happy. And I'm like, all right, there's just one last thing to do. I just need to take 2 spoonfuls of apple cider vinegar, wash it down with water, and then I'm good. That's it for the day. I can relax, and then I can go to bed. So I kind of hesitate for a while because I'm like, my stomach's really full. I don't want this to make me throw up, but I gotta do it. So let's just get it over with. So gulp it down, gag a bit, don't throw up luckily, wash it down with water, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Now let's just go brush my teeth. That way I can wash away the taste and just relax for the next couple hours. Everything will be great. And I'm very careful when I brush my teeth because now my gag reflex is activated much more easily, and I tend to throw up more often than I used to because, usually I don't throw up, and lately, especially in the last couple weeks, I've been throwing up more. So I was very careful. I'm like, I don't want to ruin the entire day. Managed to brush my teeth, get to the end. I'm like, yes, did everything. Ate everything I need to eat, drank everything I need to drink, brushed my teeth. I'm good. I can relax until I go to sleep. Yes. 30 seconds later, that oh so familiar feeling comes up, and I'm just like, crap. And of course, I threw up. And it wasn't just, a little bit. It's like it comes out like a fire hose with so much pressure that some of it went up my nose, and I was literally tasting the puke. It was gross. The only upside is that after I threw up, I felt much better. The downside is all that hard work, forcing myself to eat all that to make sure that I would have enough so my body can heal. That was all for nothing. And because today was a fasting day, I couldn't go ahead and eat some more. Plus, I really didn't feel like eating at that point. So, not the best end to the day that I wanted. Not really, really not what I was hoping for. But part of life with stage 4 cancer. So that was yesterday. This morning, I had to deal with immigration. I've been trying to contact them for the last couple days, asking them, but because it was a holiday this weekend in Canada, they decided apparently not to work on Monday. Same for the embassy. I need to call the embassy for Spain for my girlfriend and everything to ask some questions. So, try to call them. Still wasn't able to get through. A lot of stuff with that. Finally managed to speak to the embassy, got the answers I needed from that, so that was really good. Almost got the answers that I needed today from the immigration, but I wasn't able to. And now I'm back in Laval, but it's part of Montreal. Because tomorrow is my next treatment, tomorrow very early in the morning, and I'm like, I don't want to leave at 4 a.m. to get here in time. So let me just come a day before and spend the night at my friends, and then tomorrow morning, once, I can just get up early and, take the metro there because it'll be easier than being in traffic. So just got here, maybe half an hour. I've been sitting on the steps right now, eating hard-boiled eggs, feeling like a hobo, because that just feels like a hobo thing to do. And apparently trying to record my video 4 times and failing, 3 times so far. I'm not going to fail this time. So, this is where I'm here. This is where I am now. But on the drive here, it was raining pretty hard most of the time. And that seemed very thematic with what happened during the drive, because as I explained in my video, I think it was about a week ago, when I, realized, oh crap, my parents never loved me unconditionally when I was young. They didn't give me the love that I needed and I wanted, that I deserved. Same for my sister. And there was two really intense days where I had to process that. And the end of it, the conclusion of it, if you will, is I need to treat myself as a kid, but not just any kid. Like I need to treat myself as if this child inside of me is my own son, and I'm its own. So it's like I'm my own son and my own father at the same time. So it's like I can be the father that I always wanted to have, that I always deserved to have, and at the same time I can treat myself with, the compassion that I need to, because I've just replicated the pattern that I developed when I was young of feeling like I'm not worthy, and just always basically making myself feel like crap, like I don't deserve anything. So because of that relationship, for some reason, like thinking of it as my son rather than just a younger version of myself helped. And during the drive here, I was listening to music and the song See You Again, I forget who sings it, but you know that song that they wrote for Paul Walker when he died while I was filming Fast and Furious 7? And it's about like two best friends having to go their separate ways, but they'll meet up again in the future, like, in the afterlife, and everything will be fine. Even though it's sad, they'll be together again. But in my case, when I listened to that song, it really triggered me, that relationship that I was just discussing of like, oh, I'm my own father, I'm my own son. It's like, listening to that song just really triggered that. So I put it on repeat, and for like an hour and a half, as I was driving, I just sang along and listened to it and cried and just had a conversation with myself out loud, which is weird because I never do that. But I had a conversation, and it varied. Sometimes I was the father version of myself, sometimes I was the son version of myself, but just having that discussion of like, explaining, hey, I'm sorry, this is why I've been treating you like this my entire life. I didn't realize I was doing it. I'm really sorry, you don't deserve that. Like, and now, you know, you're dying, you have cancer, and I realize like the version, like the part of me that's dying, it's not this adult version of me, it's that kid version of me that has stage 4 cancer and that's dying. And it's like that just makes it so much sadder. But at the same time, it's like now that I realize like I can be there for myself, I can just, you know, metaphorically speaking, hold my own hand, like the kid version of myself, my son, if you will, as it's dying. And it's really sad because I know that I'm responsible, but at the same time, it's like it should have died a long time ago when, I grew up. It's just I didn't allow that part of myself to grow up. And because of that, it's been staying here the entire time. And I had that conversation of like, from the father of like, I'm really sorry that I put you through that. You didn't deserve that. I didn't realize what I was doing. And then from the son, it's just like, it's okay. Like, I forgive you. Like, you did the best that you could, and everything's okay. And it's like, I wouldn't change anything. I'm glad that we had this time to be together, and I'm glad I was able to watch you. It's like, you were my hero. I looked up to you. And there was also this like, this line they say in the in the song. I forget exactly what they say, but it's what they're saying essentially is, you know, I'll explain everything to you on the other side. And it's this feeling of you won't miss anything. You can let go, you can die, it's okay. I'll explain everything to you on the other side in detail and you won't miss anything. And there was this realization of like, okay, when if we go on the other side, whenever that is, whatever is there, this kid version of myself can just die and go there and meet all the other past versions of ourselves that died whenever a new version came along. And then once, now like I can live and I can have all the experiences and live, and then once I die, this version of myself dies, I can go to that same place and tell that version of myself, the one that's inside me now, the one that's dying of stage 4 cancer, and all the previous versions, I can tell them exactly the amazing life I lived. And then when the next version of myself comes along after this one, they can tell us. And it was just such a nice image. It's such a nice metaphor. It really helped me. So that's pretty much the update. I only have less than 20 seconds left for the 10-minute cutoff point. So, If you want to support me, there's a link somewhere here to the GoFundMe. You can do that. I appreciate it. If not, that's okay. I'm just going to keep sharing because that is who I am. Talk to you tomorrow.